Welcome to the deep dive. We take one topic, really get into the source material, and today that's specifically the book Mastering Google Drive that you've been looking at, and pull out the key things you need.
Exactly.
You're probably here because, well, you're dealing with tons of digital files, right? We all are. And Google Drive seems like it could be the answer.
hmm
So our mission, let's call it, for this deep dive, give you a really solid handle on what Google Drive can do and, crucially, how to use it effectively, drawing straight from that Mastering Google Drive book.
Yeah, and as the book really points out, it's not just, a digital box to dump files in. Think of it more like your online filing cabinet. Super
Yeah.
organized, always there when you need it.
Accessible from anywhere, basically.
Like documents, pictures, videos, whatever. And you can get to it from your phone, your laptop, tablet, anywhere with internet. It's like having your important stuff right in your pocket.
And the book stresses it's not just for you alone, is it? A big part of it, a really compelling part from Mastering Google Drive, is how easy it makes sharing and working together in real time.
Absolutely. It's not just storage. It's a workspace.
A dynamic one.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Think about, like, planning a family reunion, something the book uses as an example. Everyone can jump into the same shared folder, add to the itinerary, share flight details, check off to-do lists. It makes it way more coordinated.
Okay.
Or picture working on a presentation with a colleague. The book highlights this too. You can both be in the same slide deck, editing, adding comments, seeing each other's changes happen live. Doesn't matter if you're miles apart.
That's powerful. Okay, so the potential's clear. For someone maybe just starting out or wanting to get better based on, what they read and mastering Google Drive, what's step one? The book mentions setting up a Google account first.
That's the key. If you've already got a Gmail address,
Yeah.
good news, you're basically set. You just use that same login for Google Drive. If not, like the book explains, you head over to accounts.google.com/sign up. It's pretty intuitive. Fill in your name, pick a username and password, verify it usually with your phone, agree to the terms, and you're in.
And the app.
Oh yeah, the book notes that if you're on Android, the Drive app is probably already on your phone. For iPhone users, just grab it from the App Store, easy peasy.
So you're logged in, you open it up, and maybe, as Mastering Google Drive kind of acknowledges, it looks a bit much at first glance.
It can seem that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But the book breaks it down nicely. On a computer, you've got that main menu running down the left-hand side. That's your navigation hub, your control panel, you can say.
Okay, the sidebar. And on mobile, the book mentions the hamburger menu.
Yeah, that little icon with 3 horizontal lines, usually top left. Tap that, and it slides out the same basic menu options you see on the desktop. Keeps things consistent.
All right, let's talk key sections then. What do we really need to get? And more importantly, how does understanding these help you get organized, like the book aims for? Let's start with My Drive.
My Drive. The book calls this your central personal space. Basically, anything you create or upload, it lives here. Think of it as your main filing cabinet drawers.
Makes sense. Then there's Shared with Me. The name's a bit of a giveaway.
Exactly. Anything someone else has shared with you, files, folders, that's where you'll find it. Your access point for all that collaborative stuff.
Okay. And Recent. Sounds handy for jumping back in.
Oh, definitely. Recent just shows you the files you've opened or edited lately.
Oh, super usable, as Mastering Google Drive points out, because you don't have to remember exactly where you saved something you were just working on.
Saves a lot of clicking around. What about trash? For those, oops moments.
Haha, yeah. The trash is your safety net, just like the book says. When you delete something, it goes there first. It hangs around for 30 days before it's gone for good.
So you've got a window to rescue things.
Exactly. A digital undo button, essentially.
Good to know.
Oh.
Now, starred. Sounds like creating a favorites list.
Yeah.
Something Mastering Google Drive probably flags for efficiency. Precisely. Your personalized VIP list for files. If there's something you use all the time, you star it. The book explains how. Just right-click, go to Organize, then Add to Starred.
Like what kind of things?
The book suggests things like maybe your family budget spreadsheet you update weekly, or that big work report you need to refer to constantly.
Yeah.
It puts them right at your fingertips, no digging required. It's like your active project dashboard.
I like that active project dashboard. Okay, what about computers? That one sounds a bit different.
Yeah, computers only shows up if you install the Google Drive for Desktop app and tell it to sync specific folders from your computer, like your documents or desktop maybe.
Ah, okay.
As Mastering Google Drive clarifies, it basically mirrors those folders in the cloud. So the book's example is great. Start work on a file on your office computer, and because it's synced, you can just open Drive on your home laptop and pick up right where you left off.
Seamless. Got it. And home. The book mentions some AI stuff there.
Right. Home is newer. It's like a smart dashboard. Google's AI tries to predict what file you might need next based on what you've been doing.
Really? Like, how?
Well, say you've been looking at flight details and hotel bookings. As your trip gets closer, your itinerary might just pop up right there on the home screen. Pretty neat when it works.
Sounds quite intuitive. Then there's spam. Hopefully not a place we spend much time.
Definitely not. Similar to email spam, this is where Drive puts files shared with you that look suspicious or unwanted. The book rightly advises, be cautious, don't open stuff in there unless you're absolutely sure.
Good advice. Okay, and finally, Mastering Google Drive offers a general tip for finding things anywhere in Drive.
Yes, don't forget the search bar. It's right at the top. If you can't remember where a file is, just type in part of the name or even a word inside the document. Google search is powerful. It'll usually find it. You can filter by file type too, as the book details.
Excellent. So we know our way around the interface now. The next logical step following the book's path is getting Drive set up on all our devices.
Exactly. For that real access anywhere benefit, you want it on your phone, tablet, computer. Android users, like we said, often have it pre-installed, or it's a quick download from the Play Store,
Yeah, have fun.
App Store. Simple get button, done.
And for the computer, laptop, or desktop, Mastering Google Drive really emphasizes that Google Drive for Desktop app.
Yeah, that's key for bridging your local files and the cloud. Download it from google.com for or to Drive download, run the installer. It creates a special Google Drive folder on your computer.
And anything I put in that folder.
Automatically syncs up to your Google Drive online, and vice versa. The book uses the example of dragging your family photos into that folder on your computer. Boom! They're available on your phone moments later. It's really slick.
Okay, installation done. What about basic settings? Anything Mastering Google Drive says we should tweak right away?
A couple of useful ones, yeah. Click the little gear icon for settings. First, language. Pretty self-explanatory. Change it if English isn't your main language.
Right.
Second, notifications. You can choose to get alerts for things like when someone shares a file with you, asks for access, or leaves a comment. On mobile, the app usually has its own notification settings too, maybe a bit more detailed.
And when are those notifications really helpful, according to the book?
The book points to collaborative projects. Like if you're planning that family event and using a shared spreadsheet for RSVPs, getting a notification when someone updates it is really handy. Keeps everyone in the loop instantly.
Makes sense. Okay, foundations are laid. Now let's talk about making Drive work smarter for us. Mastering Google Drive has tips on customizing the layout for efficiency, right?
Absolutely. Simple things can make a big difference, like switching between list view and grid view. There's usually an icon in the top right to toggle that.
What's the difference?
List view gives you more text details, file size, date modified, stuff like that. Grid view shows visual thumbnails, which is great for quickly spotting photos or presentations. Just depends on what you prefer or what you're looking for.
And the book mentions color coding folders.
Yes. I love this one. Right-click a folder, choose Change Color, pick one from the palette. The book suggests using it to visually separate work stuff, maybe blue for clients, green for finance, or whatever system works for you. It just makes things easier to spot at a glance.
Nice visual cue. Mastering Google Drive also mentions shortcuts within Drive itself. Not keyboard shortcuts, but something else.
Exactly. Say you have a file buried deep in a folder structure, but you need it often. Instead of clicking through 5 folders every time, you right-click the file and choose Add Shortcut to Drive. It puts a link to that file right in your main My Drive area.
So it's like a bookmark inside Drive.
Pretty much. Start items are maybe your current priorities. Shortcuts are for frequently accessed things that aren't necessarily top of the pile right now. Just saves navigation time.
Okay, let's switch gears to something crucial for anyone not always online. Offline access. Mastering Google Drive covers this, I assume.
Oh yeah, it's a really powerful feature. On your computer, the book recommends using the Chrome browser for the best experience here. Go into Settings, find the Offline section, and check the box. It's usually something like Create, Open, and Edit recent files while offline.
And what does that actually do?
Drive will then automatically download your recent Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, so you can open and edit them even without an internet connection. The book gives the perfect example. Editing a presentation on a plane. It's a lifesaver if you travel or have spotty internet.
That really is a game changer. And this works on mobile too, according to the book.
Yep. On the mobile app, find the file you want offline, tap the 3 dots next to it, and choose Make Available Offline. The book suggests this for things like having your packing list handy while traveling, even in airplane mode.
So once a file is marked for offline, you just open the app and it's there, ready to edit.
Exactly. You open the Drive app or your browser on the computer if you set it up there, find the file, open it, work away. It saves your changes locally on your device automatically.
Does it make everything available offline by default?
Usually, it prioritizes your recently accessed files. But, as Mastering Google Drive clarifies, you can manually choose specific files or even whole folders to always be available offline. Just right-click or use the three-dot menu and select that available offline option.
And when I get back online, do I have to remember to upload the changes?
Nope, totally automatic. The moment you reconnect and Drive is running, it syncs up any changes you made offline. You'll usually see a little green check mark on the file icon when it's done. The book's example of editing a doc while camping and having it sync when you get back is spot on.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk getting our stuff into Drive. Uploading. Mastering Google Drive gives clear steps.
Super clear. On a computer, hit the big plus New button, usually top left, then pick File Upload for single files or Folder Upload to bring in a whole folder with everything inside it.
And on mobile.
Usually a plus button somewhere prominent, then tap Upload. The book suggests this is great for backing up important scanned documents, like receipts or contracts.
And creating folders to keep it all tidy from the start.
Also simple. On the computer, in My Drive, click plus New, then Folder, give it a name, click Create. On mobile, it's the Full plus button, then Folder, type the name, tap Create. Easy.
Mastering Google Drive even suggests a basic folder structure example.
Yeah, it gives a sensible starting point, like maybe a top-level business folder with subfolders for clients, projects, finance, and a personal folder with photos, important documents. The key takeaway from the book, though, is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
Wise words. What about naming the files themselves? Good conventions make finding things way easier later, right?
Yeah.
I bet the book stresses this.
Oh, absolutely. Consistent descriptive names are crucial. The book recommends things like including dates, maybe use a standard format like YYYMMDD, use underscores or hyphens instead of spaces in names.
Why no spaces?
It can sometimes cause issues with web links or certain systems. Underscores or hyphens are safer. Also, if files need to be in order, use numbers at the beginning, like 01 intro, 02 main points. For photos, the book suggests something like photo CYYI event location. Consistency is really the goal. Helps with searching later, too.
Got it. Now, Drive isn't just for storing. You can create stuff in Drive, too.
Exactly. Google Docs for text documents, Sheets for spreadsheets, Slides for presentations, they're all built in. And a huge plus the book highlights, they autosave constantly. No more losing work. Plus, they're designed for collaboration from the ground up.
Which brings us neatly to sharing. How do we give other people access?
You just right-click the file or folder, hit Share. A box pops up. You can type in email addresses of people you want to share with. And this is important. Choose their permission level.
Permission level.
Yeah, you decide what they can do. Viewer means they can only look. Commenter means they can look and add comments or suggestions, but not change the actual content. Editor gives them full control to change anything.
Okay, that control seems vital. The book must emphasize understanding those levels.
Absolutely crucial. You don't want someone accidentally deleting your work. The book uses an example, sharing a party guest list.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone gets viewer access just to see who's coming, but your co-planner gets editor access to actually add or remove names.
Makes perfect sense. There's also a get link option in sharing.
Right. Instead of inviting specific people, you can create a link. Then you choose who can use that link. Maybe anyone at your company or literally anyone on the internet. Again, you set the permission level. Viewer, commenter, or editor. Use the anyone at the link option carefully, obviously.
And the real-time collaboration we mentioned earlier.
That's when you give someone editor access. If you're both in the document at the same time, you'll see their name pop up, usually with a colored cursor. You can literally watch them type or make changes as they happen. It's fantastic for working together quickly.
And leaving feedback without changing things directly. Comments.
Yep. Highlight some text or click on an object and a little comment bubble icon appears. Click that, type your feedback, hit comment. Others can then reply to your comment or mark it as resolved once it's dealt with. The book uses wedding invitation feedback as a good example of this.
Okay, let's talk practicalities. Storage space. We get 15 gigs free, but mastering Google Drive reminds us that's shared, right?
Correct. That 15 GB covers your Google Drive files, your Gmail emails and attachments, and your Google Photos. So keep an eye on it.
How do you check how much you're using?
Easy. On the left sidebar in Drive, there's a storage section. It shows your usage. Click on it and it gives you a breakdown, often showing your largest files, which is helpful.
And if you're running low, what does mastering Google Drive suggest for freeing up space?
Several things. First, check that storage breakdown for huge files you don't need anymore and delete them. Second, and this is important, empty your trash. Deleted files still count towards your storage until you empty the trash folder.
Ah, good point. Anything else?
You can hunt for duplicate files, though that's often manual work.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that Gmail attachments, especially large ones, count too. So maybe clean out old emails. Same goes for Google Photos. Review what's stored there.
Speaking of photos, the book suggests using Google Photos specifically for pictures and videos.
Yeah, it's kind of its dedicated purpose. You can set your phone to automatically back up photos and videos to Google Photos. Then you might not need to keep duplicates in Drive. Google Photos has its own storage options too.
Like what?
Their Storage Saver used to be called High Quality, which compresses them slightly to save space. For most people, the quality difference is negligible. Or there's Original Quality, which keeps them exactly as they were shot, but uses up your storage quota faster. The book generally leans toward Storage Saver for maximizing space.
Good tip. Okay, we've got Drive organized. How does it play nicely with other Google tools to boost productivity? Mastering Google Drive must touch on this.
Oh, definitely. Integration is key. You can attach Drive files directly to Google Calendar events. Meeting agenda. Link the doc right there.
Nice. And email.
When you get an email with an attachment in Gmail, there's usually a little Drive icon next to it. Click that, and you can save the attachment straight into a folder in your Drive without downloading it first. Super handy.
And Google Keep for Notes?
Yep. Keep Notes sync with Drive. You can easily attach a Keep Note to a calendar event or share notes just like Drive files. The book might picture a scenario. Client presentation in Calendar, link presentation from Drive, related email attachments saved in Drive, quick meeting notes in Keep All Connected.
Very integrated. Now, security, hugely important. Does mastering Google Drive cover two-factor authentication?
It absolutely should.
Yeah.
2FA, or two-step verification as Google calls it, is crucial. It means even if someone guesses your password, they still need a code from your phone or an authenticator app to log in. You set it up in your main Google account security settings. Highly recommend it, especially if you store anything sensitive in Drive.
And within Drive itself, controlling who sees what. Privacy settings.
Yes, you have full control. By default, your files are private. When you share, you choose who gets access, specific people or via a link, and what they can do, view, comment, edit. The book likely stresses being mindful, especially with link sharing. Anyone with the link means anyone. Use it carefully.
Right. Okay, digging a bit deeper now. For the real power users, mastering Google Drive probably gets into things like the file information panel.
For sure. Right-click any file, choose file information, or sometimes just details. You get tabs. The Details tab is packed with info, file type, size, where it's stored, who owns it, when it was last modified or opened, who has access, even a description field. Great for checking permissions or finding big files.
And the other tab, Activity.
Yeah, Activity is like a logbook for the file. It shows a timeline of everything that's happened. Edits, comments, uploads, moves, shares, permission changes. If you're collaborating and wonder who changed something, the Activity tab tells you exactly who did what and when.
Very useful for tracking changes. The book also mentions locking files.
Yes. This prevents anyone, including yourself, sometimes from making further edits or comments. You right-click, File Information, then Lock. A little lock icon appears. It's great for final versions of documents, like contracts or reports. To stop accidental changes, you can unlock it the same way.
We talked about the trash for recovery, but what if a file isn't there? Or you emptied the trash too soon?
First, always double-check the trash 30 days into the window. If it's truly gone from there, mastering Google Drive might suggest thinking about where it lived. Was it in a shared folder? Maybe someone else deleted it. It might be in their trash or just removed from the folder. Searching thoroughly using keywords is your next best bet. Sometimes files get accidentally moved.
Okay. And inevitably, sometimes things just don't work right. Syncing issues. What does the book suggest for troubleshooting?
The usual suspects first. Check your internet connection. Sounds basic, but it's often the cause. Then, try restarting the Google Drive app. On desktop, you might need to quit it from the system tray or menu bar and reopen. After that, check the app settings to make sure syncing is actually turned on for the folders you expect.
Still not working.
Then maybe try updating the Google Drive app to the latest version. Or, as a last resort, uninstalling and reinstalling it. That often clears out any glitches.
What about other common problems, like files just refusing to upload? Or Drive feeling really slow?
For uploads failing, the book likely says check the file size. Remember that 15 GB limit on the free plan applies per file too, sometimes less depending on account type. Try a different browser or clear your current browser's cache and cookies. If Drive feels sluggish, close other programs and browser tabs you don't need. Clearing the cache helps here too. And the classic, restart your computer or phone.
And if you just plain can't find a file?
Check recent first. Then use the search bar. Try different keywords. Maybe search by file type, like type.pdf or owner.me, or even date before 2023-0101. And always check the trash.
To really level up your Drive game, Mastering Google Drive probably talks about add-ons and extensions.
Yeah, there's a whole ecosystem. Add-ons work inside Google Docs, Sheets, etc., adding new features. Extensions work in your browser, usually Chrome, and interact with Drive. You find them in the Google Workspace Marketplace or the Chrome Web Store.
Any examples the book might mention?
Things like tools to electronically sign documents, diagramming tools, citation managers. For browser extensions, maybe save to Google Drive for clipping web pages, or maybe visual themes like a dark mode. Lots out there.
And connecting Drive to other non-Google apps.
Also possible. In Drive settings, there's usually a Manage Apps section where you can see connected services and often find more in the marketplace. Then connecting Drive to project management tools, communication platforms like Slack, and so on. Streamlines workflows.
And for pure speed, keyboard shortcuts. Does Mastering Google Drive list those?
Oh, you bet. Power users love shortcuts. There's a built-in way to see them all. Press Ctrl+// on Windows Chrome OS or Command+ on a Mac. A whole list pops up. The book likely details shortcuts for everything: navigating, selecting files, creating new docs, opening menus, common actions. Learning even a few can save loads of time.
Finally, staying organized long-term. Mastering Google Drive probably stresses regular cleanup.
Definitely. It's like tidying your desk. Periodically go through your Drive. Sort by size in the storage section to find big hogs. Sort by last modified to find old stuff you might not need. Use folders consistently. Delete what you don't need, and say it with me, empty the trash.
Empty the trash, got it. Any final best practices from the book for long-term digital health and Drive?
Consistency is key. Stick to your naming system. Use shared drives, a specific feature for teams, slightly different from shared folders, wisely if you're collaborating formally. Create an archive folder for old projects you want to keep but get out of the way. Really learn to use the search operators type, owner, before, after, and just keep an eye on your storage usage periodically.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot. A really comprehensive deep dive into Mastering Google Drive, pulling heavily from that book. It's clearly way more than just a place to drop files.
Absolutely. If you really dig into these features, like the ones outlined in Mastering Google Drive, you can seriously upgrade your organization, make collaborations smoother, and just be generally more productive with all your digital stuff.
And we really hope this deep dive gave you, our listener, that quick, thorough understanding you were after. A solid foundation based on Mastering Google Drive to either start using Drive effectively or, take your existing skills up a notch.
Yeah, the best thing now is to just jump in, try out the things we talked about, the sharing permissions, offline access, maybe color code some folders, see what works for you, experiment.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. In this digital world we're all swimming in, think about how truly mastering a tool like Google Drive could fundamentally change how you handle information. What other parts of your digital life might benefit from that kind of intentional organization and control? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.